Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today we have a special session. I got three of my brothers here with me today. We are going to get deep, and a lot of discussions that involve relationships, marriage. Yeah. And we're going to do it based on nationality. We're going to explore other nations. Over here. You believe this? You believe this?
This is a family.
Okay.
I put it in silent, and you know how you have this, like when you put a number.
But you got two. All right, cool. The thing is, I don't think I turned mine off. You know, let me hit mine completely off.
He was already looking at it.
Okay. All right, guys. So listen, we are going to take it from 3 and 4, including me, different nationalities, where we're going to be discussing marriages and relationships. All right. So I'm going to make my boys introduce themselves with.
Okay, I go by the name Coach Patrick on all social media. I'm from Kenya. And guys, we are down here. We are down here with this gentleman. We want to go head on.
Hardcore Africa there, buddy. Hardcore off Africa. This is all authentic. This is no watered down. Okay? And of course, you guys remember
Hassan. Yeah, I'm sure you guys remember me.
Yes.
The new ones. I'm Hassan. You can check out some of our previous talks that we had, me and Paul. So this is a little bit of a different one.
Hami?
My name is Hami Kandil. I'm an Egyptian. I've been living in this country for almost 40 years, which was an amazing journey. I do events and business as well, and it's gonna be a nice one.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. So my friends, an international wash. Yeah, and we got an Indian behind the camera just so
My man.
He might have his input.
we got Daniel behind the camera.
So if you hear a voice in the background, just know we got another guy here.
Exactly. We got another nationality behind us. So we're just gonna have a casual chat. You just sort of sit in and relax and hang out with the boys. That's the whole idea behind this particular session. All right? So, gentlemen, just tell me a little bit about yourselves. I've met Patrick and Hami in the gym. Hassan, we met through a mutual friend. This is part of being in a separate culture. You get to meet a variety of different people from all over the world, and Dubai is one of those places. And of course, the Emirati people are so hospitable. We get to meet other people. So, yeah, Hami, a little bit about you. He said, don't talk to him first.
Start with me.
I'm going to start with you.
Just Hami, like as if I'm going to start with me.
I did exactly what he said.
Oh, God.
So, Hami, you're single, divorced?
I'm divorced since 2008.
Yeah.
And now I'm not considered, like the reality, I'm single
right
now.
And how old are you?
I'm 45.
45.
45 years old.
Divorced. How long you been divorced, man?
Since 2008.
Why are you giving us dates, man? Just give us numbers.
Because I don't want just to make it sound like I just lately been divorced or to lose my chances with other people.
We know that's a long time ago, man.
It's always complicated when you just got divorced.
Yeah, man.
So much. Exactly. Thank you so much, guys. So I'm single, and I'm focused more, to be honest, right now. Paul and Patrick.
Yeah.
The best way just to focus on yourself right now, focus on your health, which is matter,
right,
and focus on your business. So I satisfy the success here, and till to find the right one.
Yeah. Man, listen, man, this guy works out hard. He's a monster in the gym. Look at him. He looks good,
Not really.
Why does he look good, man? Come on, man.
You think you're the coach?
For 45.
For a 45-year-old, I've seen you doing push-ups, pull-ups, and those crazy stuff, calisthenics,
Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah, of course. Patrick, talk to us, buddy. Tell you.
My name is Patrick Owino. I'm from Kenya. I'm married with 2 lovely boys. Yeah.
You hear how
here pushing life.
Yeah.
you hear the difference between a married man. It's like,
Yeah.
Because Everyone knows that it's not a walk in the park.
Come on, guys, his wife is hearing this. No, he's happy. He's good. He's just tired. He's just tired. Come on.
It's okay. At least she can understand what's I'm going through. I have two kids. I have 14 and 10, but they're staying back at home in Kenya. They're schooling. Their schools are a little bit expensive. It's way too much over my paycheck. But I'm here in Dubai. Me and my wife are working. So we are trying our best to invest more home to finish faster. That's why I brought her here, so that we can go and settle back home with kids probably as soon as it is.
Okay, so your wife is here with you.
Yeah,
and the kids. All right, cool.
Yeah. Kids are at home with my niece. Right. And my mom is always regularly going to check.
Because that I'm seeing you every single morning in the gym. You're running out from your home.
I have nothing to do at home. I have no kids to run around with. Yeah. So I spend most of my time in the gym making
your wife
peppers.
is probably preparing you a list now.
Listen, guys, I know this guy is one of
A lot to
Dubai's top trainers, by the way. Just so you know, this guy is an excellent trainer. I would refer him to anybody, man. So he always makes the number one trainer out of the group of people that you do, for the company that you work for. So, one of the best.
Yep.
So, gentlemen, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to get straight into today's lesson. Ready? Ready for the number one question. So I've done 10 questions that I'm going to be pushing on these guys and getting different perspectives on. So first questions, gentlemen. How do traditional gender roles impact relationships in your culture? I want to hear from you about your particular country. And do you think they benefit men or women more in your culture? In other words, has the whole feminist push, the feminization of societies, has it reached? Let's start with Kenya first. Where do we see it?
I'll jump to the first.
You're the
Come
coach.
on, no, you go
You're the
first.
coach. Yeah, you're the coach.
Come
You
on,
are
man.
prepared, Baba.
Come on.
You are born 5 years before me, so you have more knowledge than me. Okay, feminism, according to me, in my country, how I see it,
Significantly
things have really
in Kenya.
changed from way back when you said that our parents got married until now.
Yeah.
There's a very big gap, very big difference. Nowadays, women have a lot of over expectations.
Right.
Over men who are really struggling, and we are crying at the dark corner alone, you know. So it's
right in the dark corner alone.
because it's true. This is what we do. You know, we men, we don't cry in public. Yeah, you just find your dark corner, go and hide. You know, cry as loud as you can, come out strong and
Looking tough and all.
That's true. To be honest,
like a gorilla.
I respect you for that.
weakness.
Yeah. Seriously, this is the fact.
Yeah,
Seriously.
Like for me, when I have kids, I cannot start shedding tears in front of my kids.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I have to show them Papa is tough, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot which have changed from back then until now, because like I was telling you, there's a lot of over expectation from the society,
Right.
from where I've married from your wife. Like
Yeah.
the pressure is just too much.
Multiplying. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Hami, talk to me, buddy. Egypt. How's it happening in Egypt?
Oh, Egypt. Look, you know, I was lucky a bit because, as I told you, from my age, like I'm 45, so I've been witness in a lot of generation.
Right.
Like my grandma, my granda, dad and mom, brother and sisters, and all these things. So what I'm seeing, just to summarize it in a quick way, life in the past and the relationship in Egypt was very simple. Very simple. Like a guy see a woman, you go to her home, get married, okay, simple life, small wedding, small apartment, or maybe renting, blah, blah, blah. Very simple work. Everything was very simple. When you see the relaxation,
Right.
it was beautiful. But these days, which is, I'm not going to blame anyone, but the life is being very hectic.
Yeah.
Everybody have expectation right now.
From the men.
From the men and women, to be
Okay.
honest. Both sides.
You think both sides are equally impacted by the...
Not equal.
Okay.
Not equal. Like in Asia, I'm not
you
going to
see,
say it
you-
not
you-
equal.
Equally impacted. Like, did it affect men and women the same way?
Not really. I think it starts to affect men in the bad way, not in the good way. Because in the end of the day, as an Egyptian man, what they need in the end of the day, this is how we grow up.
Yeah.
Family,
Yeah.
work for your family, raise good kids, take care of your woman, and take care of the whole. You creating a family, you creating a name.
Right.
Like one of my friends, I remember that he told me this. He told me, our family is Kandil. Kandil. Kandil is a person, and now we're carrying his name.
Right.
What gonna make you, like in the future, the family in the future to carry your name, Hami? So I pose a bit and I say, it makes sense. Each one of us have a family name. This
Right.
family name, it was a person.
Yeah.
This person, he left something to live
Legacy.
for all the generations. It's mean that this guy, it's not about he's rich or poor.
Yeah.
He was a good person.
Yeah.
His reputation. So here, my perception starts to be changed. I want in the future, people carry my name. The family, the new family name, it will be Hami.
Right. Gotcha.
So
Basically carrying your legacy.
So yeah,
Exactly.
So legacy is important in your culture,
100%.
which well, men we look at legacy as part of who we are. This is what we leave.
Yep.
The whole push where women don't look at legacy, unfortunately, they don't understand that concept of legacy.
It's mostly security for them.
It's mostly security,
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
and that's the problem.
yeah.
They don't see the importance of having a legacy, even without money. Your name, the reputation of your name, the purity of your name is important as part of your legacy.
Yep.
It's the same thing, Emirati culture, is it?
But yeah, I mean, like you said, like back in the day, things were more simpler because the exposure was not the same. You know?
Right.
I mean, me and him are about the same age. I'm
Yeah.
like a year younger than him, maybe a few months.
Yeah.
Welcome to the best club, buddy. That's it.
Guys, don't act old, and I'm just there behind you.
You're such a kid.
I'm such a kid. You're just 5 years older than me.
You're still a kid.
I'm 40.
Oh, welcome to the club.
Yeah. Before,
Welcome to you're in the 40 club.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on the fourth
Uh,
floor.
new member.
they don't even want to look at the older man. They don't.
gotta be
You don't want to look over here.
Want to look over there, right? Yeah.
Ask the old man.
So yeah, you know,
This is where you're going to end up, right here.
yes, you know, we've been through the time where we'd had no social media,
Yeah.
no, not even satellite. We came from an era where it was just the TVs and the channels. So even that makes a big difference
Of
into
course.
your life. You know,
Of course, yeah.
so back in the day, patience was a virtue. If the marriage didn't work, the advice you would get from your family, your friends, be patient, make it work for the
Exactly.
kids, for whatever.
Right.
And I wouldn't say that's necessarily a good thing because sometimes, you only live once and you got to live it the best way you can.
Yeah.
So if you're unhappy with somebody and you're getting that kind of advice, you're getting a lot of pressure on you, especially as a woman.
Yeah.
Because men are more free, like they can go out and release their frustrations outside.
Yeah.
But for women, depending on the culture, you feel contained and suffocated. So that's probably the source of the feminine movement.
Yeah, I
know?
get that. I do get that. But we're gonna hold that for another question coming up. Okay, gentlemen, do you think the rise of feminism has changed how men approach relationships in your country? If so, is it for the better or for the worse?
For the men,
Yeah.
I would say I wouldn't
Has it
say it's
changed?
for the better. Or
Has it? But it's
has it-
changed.
it's definitely changed.
Okay,
Definitely
cool.
changed.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Emirati
like-
culture has definitely changed.
Yeah, like responsibilities are more divided now.
Right. Right.
Like it wasn't before. Like I'm the man of the house. Whatever I say goes. Everything is my lead. Now you got to sit and talk to your wife, your woman.
Yeah.
and discuss things, and because she also has an income, most likely.
Right.
There are still family. Like my uncle still has his wife at home.
Right.
So it's a preference.
Yeah.
But in general, you still have certain people that still like to keep the culture. But in general, you still have people outside, working, and it comes naturally when a woman or anybody starts having an income, they feel like they have a voice now.
But do you think you need to have an income to have a voice? Because
Not necessarily.
My mother had a voice. She had
No.
she had an income, but
This is
wasn't.
what they think.
No, what I'm saying
But
is,
this is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
yeah, but what I'm saying is because you have an income and you are a contributor, automatically you feel entitled to have a voice, and that voice may not necessarily be a good one.
I know.
It could be a good one. I'm not saying all the women,
Yeah.
But just because you feel entitled to have a voice and you're contributing, that doesn't mean that your voice is worth being heard or it's a relevant thing to be saying or something to
get,
you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Kenya,
according to our Kenyan now tradition, adding on whatever he was saying, we as Kenyan men, we're trying also to make it like whenever now you have an income, you have to be necessarily be, you are the head of the house. So when you are the head of the house, you have to be the sole provider.
Right.
So for you to be heard by your woman, you have to be providing. Sometimes you might be having a very
slow.
Your opinion doesn't, what can I say, connect with your wife's opinion. But because you are the sole provider of the house, you have to.
So
you have to be listened to.
What you're basically saying is that everything is fine if she agrees with you. Everything is fine if she agrees with you.
100%.
The problem occurs when she no longer agree with you on a point. And then if you feel like, hey, I pay these damn bills in this house, what I say goes. But now, if she has a separate opinion than you do,
and she happens to be a contributor,
and yes, basically that's what it means.
Yep.
She then feels like, all right, you know what? I can put my foot down a little harder. Which is, I don't see why that's a good thing. Because at the end of the day, is it a better decision than yours?
Yeah.
Just because she has money doesn't mean that she gets to buy in her bad opinions.
Exactly.
You get my point?
Saying,
Exactly. You don't get to buy in bad opinion just because you make some money.
Exactly.
You get me?
Yeah.
So we know that men make decisions based on rationale and based on logic and based on, critical thinking, etc. Women go by their feelings.
This is the natural.
What?
This is the natural thing in women.
We know that.
They get offended sometimes.
But
when
it
they
does.
say men, he can think, and this is how God built us. You know
Right.
what I mean?
But that's
got my
irrelevant. If you're making a decision based on feelings and you haven't really looked at the logic behind it, why are you doing it? Does it make sense?
Exactly.
Just because you feel it doesn't mean that it's right.
Exactly.
We know that the percentage chance of someone making a better decision based on, let me look at the facts, let me look at the logical line of questioning on the thing, it would more than likely end up in a better result versus making a decision based on how I feel, which is no sense of logic behind it.
Yeah.
So that is why men usually make better decisions. And you're going to clip that. You're going to come at me with that, I'm sure, ladies. But the bottom line is you got to understand that your feelings should not trump logic.
Yeah.
And if you have a good man, that's the reason why you picked him, isn't it? So if she made a decision, she picked a good man who was responsible, who was hardworking, who had his shit together, that she should be able to follow that man because she understands that he's the one that making good decisions for her.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean he's always going to be right.
Right.
I mean, we're human after all. We are going to make mistakes.
Exactly.
And we can sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
But
if after he consults with you and he says, babes, I can't see why we would make this decisions. You're looking at it from a perspective that does not involve logic. Here's a logical conclusion. Well, I don't think that. I don't feel that. I don't feel that it
we
is.
should do this.
The problem with most of the women, usually whenever they are sounding their opinion, they bring emotions into it.
Yeah. And that's the
You
problem.
don't buy it, they start now playing emotional victim, You always don't listen to me.
And exactly.
You always do
these
that.
things
Yeah.
because you want to do it your way. Why did you even ask me?
Yeah. So you have the same problem in Egypt as well, where you find that just women, now that they're making a little bit more money, they want, lack of a better term, a seat at the table when it comes to decision making.
Look, when you talk about Egypt, we are now like around 120 million people living over there.
Yeah,
with
so different cultures,
background,
yeah.
different education, different
Different
areas.
exposure.
Exactly. Egypt, like people from Cairo, different people from village, people from
Bring that mic
Alexandria.
up a little bit.
So these things, but the majority, I'll say, like maybe a lot of people that will be against what I'm saying right now, but this is fact, which is because I was witness in the old generation
Right.
and the new generation. Okay, I don't know how I'll say it, but I'll say it. It's my personal opinion.
Yeah, of course. This is a safe space, buddy.
when
this is a male channel,
the woman
okay?
Start,
Yeah.
We got you.
when the woman start, with all the respect for them, going out,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say making money, working outside. She left the most important thing in earth, which is she have a better mission.
Yeah.
Like this is the way my mom grew up, teach me as well, raised me. Like she stay at home, take care of the kids, as long as the man he can cover the whole expense and everything. So
Right.
here you have better mission than the man. Let me go out fight, and you take care of you. You are the manager of my life. So when I see how's the homes been in the past in Egypt, that the marriage was last for 40 and 50 years, and now this generation, I'm seeing the marriage lasts maximum for 1 year or 2 year or 3 year. A lot of amount of divorce. When you sit and back and try to think to see what went wrong, you will find the major thing that when the ladies start to go out working, she starts just, her perception start to change in a way. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying the majority. So basically, things have been changed a lot of it.
Right.
A lot.
So we sort of answered my next question. So you basically feel, we all feel that we all have lost sort of that control over the family unit. Is it fair to say that? Whereas the woman, she feels that.
Yeah, I think it's like what's the word? I don't want to use the word unity, but there's definitely a disconnect somewhere.
Right.
With, it's like now we are both providers.
Yeah.
We're both kind of taking the male role.
Yeah.
And sometimes the woman can make more than the man.
Right.
And, and then you have the other challenges where she goes out and now she gets exposed to other men that she could find more attractive, that could find her more attractive. Now she feels more in demand.
Yeah.
That also will affect. So you as a man who has a wife that's going out there,
so you feel
you need to step up your game too.
So you feel her exposure to other men puts the relationship at risk?
No, it could be. I'm just using different.
Of course, I'm using the word could.
Yeah,
yes,
could.
Of course.
It
meaning
could too.
Possibility.
Yeah, it could. Yeah. Like, hey, at the end of the day, just because two people got married, that doesn't mean that they're going to last together or meant to be together.
Right.
So because of the time that we live in, people go out and you could meet somebody that you have more chemistry with. Now, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Exactly.
Like, she's meeting somebody that she's clicking with more than you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's breaking the family.
Exactly.
But she's going to be happier with this guy. So, what is good, you know what I mean? It's a very tricky situation.
I want to clarify or almost push back at that sort of mentality.
Yeah.
She's clicking with somebody different. You see, unfortunately, this is how the female brain works. I said it.
And I tell you, I don't think women know how the female brain works.
Women like drama and excitement. Anytime anything becomes dull, boring, routine, this doesn't trigger her. This doesn't trigger her well. Women operate on excitement, drama, intrigue, mystery. That happens with that new guy at work. That happens with that stranger. That no longer happens with the husbands that she's been with for the last 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Of course, it's predictable. It's dull, boring. The definition of predictable is routine.
Yeah, exactly.
The very essence of what makes a relationship good is predictability.
Yeah.
I want to know that my husband is coming home at the same time every night. He smells the same way. He don't smell like perfume or somebody else's perfume that's not my perfume. I don't want to see anything different because that then it will trigger excitement, but it will also trigger the worst type of excitement, trauma in her, because now her brain starts to go, well, he's cheating on me. Then the tears come and then all that.
But don't you think that is probably the old of how the way it used to work? Because since we're living in different times and different eras and women are out there, we can't change the fact that women are going to go to work.
Right.
And these things are going to happen. So maybe what you're saying could have worked when things were the way they were
before.
But since now things are different, maybe we all need to change our approach towards these things.
Well, to me,
and I'm not saying just men, like both sides.
To me, I didn't see it.
100%.
To me, I didn't see anything changed with women. Women now have access because remember, the postman, the milkman. You know how many babies he had. Well, did you guys have delivery by milk to your
We
home?
only had here we only had newspapers. I don't know about
You had newspaper.
That's what we used to have.
Okay, so my point is, you know how many, especially in the
gardener.
West, right? The gardener, the
plumber.
all of the plumber, all of these guys.
Yeah.
While you were working, these guys had to go fix and bring the milk. The mailman, you've had many stories of the mailman who have like freaking 80, 90 different kids. Only when they started doing DNA testing, it became a thing. They realized a lot of men babies weren't his.
Yeah.
Husbands had kids that he was taking care of. Milkman, postman. So nothing has changed. It's just that the woman now has access to many different men when she steps out into the workplace. But that's not even going to help you because all she has to do is just go right, boom.
Yeah, or
match.
I got liked.
Yes,
on
exactly.
Instagram.
DM me.
Yeah.
So you having the same problems everywhere in the world. So what we've seen is a switch in the female's brain about access to men.
And you know what? How I see it.
What?
We make things complicated. I always ask all my friends this question.
We
which
who?
is, no, the society and everything.
Oh, society,
Not
okay.
men. Like, let's have a small because I've grown up here in UAE. I was in Ras Al Khaimah, Al Zaid, all these nice villages and area. And when you see that, the marriage life was the woman and the father and the mother, how the kids after they're grown up, like this generation of UAE right now,
Right.
they are very successful. Ask yourself one question, not because they have a good education, because they came from a stable family.
Yes,
the mother at
absolutely.
home doing this, the father is. Now see the new generation will come up
Yeah.
from the people that they didn't have this kind of the way we grown up in our homes.
Yes.
Your mom and my mom.
Never
and
had the
everything.
stability.
So I always say that, guys, it's not about we're not being like greedy here as a man. No, just go back to the simple.
Because we have seen what worked.
Thank you.
We have seen the stability of the home is
Exactly.
what produced the best kids.
Exactly. Exactly. And this is needs
Yeah.
the mother or the woman to stay at home, take care of. This is the best mission. If you want to go do business, but your main mission, like we had the conversation with you and your beautiful wife before here.
Yeah.
Family come first.
Yeah.
The problem now, family is not coming first.
Yeah, exactly. She
Job
comes
is come
first.
first. How much I'm taking is come
Yeah,
first. My Instagram, how many likes I will have. This.
comes first.
And this is a
Man,
big
I'm
thing.
angry, man. No.
But you have you see the same problem in Kenya with the social media and the whole mentality. I get a lot of people who come to the site and they talk about, hey, older man, you never talk about Africa as a source for passport bros. You know what a passport bro is?
Yeah, of course.
You know what passport bro is?
No, I don't
Passport bro is men who leave the West, who are sick of the feminist women, and they go to countries where they can find conservative women for serious marriage, long-term relationship, that sort of stuff. Men who are not just to have sex, but men who are looking for marriage. Men who understand that conservative women make the best wives. That's a passport bro.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a
Yeah.
significant difference between a passport bro and a sex tourist. A sex tourist is a guy or a woman who goes to another country just to get sex from a variety of different types of men.